Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news in a move that's got everyone talking across the league. The Detroit Lions, currently sitting at 7-4 and fighting for playoff positioning, are making a bold move to shake things up. It's not every day you see a team like Detroit, with a solid record and a pretty tight salary cap situation, just around $15 million in free space, deal away a key player like Amon-Ra St. Brown. But that's exactly what's happening. The Lions are reportedly trading St. Brown to the Pittsburgh Steelers in exchange for a second-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. That's a blockbuster move that could redefine both teams' futures and have a ripple effect across the entire AFC and NFC. Now, let's break down what this really means, especially for us Steelers fans. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the slot king, has been a huge part of Detroit's explosive offense. Over his career, he's caught 315 passes for 588 yards and 21 touchdowns. He's a guy who runs precise routes, finds soft spots in coverage, and makes plays after the catch. His YAC average is an impressive 5.2 yards per reception. His PFF grade of 89. 7 in recent seasons shows he's a top-tier receiver, especially in the slot, and he's been a consistent threat for Jared Goff and the Lions. But why would Detroit trade away such a talented player? Well, sources suggest that the Lions are feeling the pressure of their tight cap space and are looking to rebuild certain parts of their roster, particularly on the defensive line. Detroit's offense, led by Goff and supported by receivers like Sam Laporta and Jahmyr Gibbs, is averaging nearly 30 points per game. Their passing attack with St. Brown as a primary target has been a key part of that success, with Goff connecting with him for big yards and clutch touchdowns. In 2025, St. Brown played 11 games, catching 75 passes for 884 yards and scoring 9 touchdowns. His stats put him in the top tier among receivers, and he's shown he can be a game changer. For the Steelers, this trade is a game changer. Pittsburgh's offense has struggled to find that consistent, high-level playmaker who can turn short gains into big chunks and stretch the field. George Pickens has been promising, with around 600 yards so far, but they need someone who can really be a separator. Someone who can force defenses to respect the passing game and open things up for the run. Enter Amon-Ra St. Brown. His addition could elevate the Steelers' offense from decent to dangerous. Imagine a duo of Pickens and St. Brown, both capable of surpassing 1-0 yards, creating mismatches all over the field. From a statistical standpoint, adding St. Brown would push the Steelers' offensive numbers into a new stratosphere. Currently, the Steelers are averaging about 220 passing yards per game, but with a player like St. Brown, that number could easily jump to 280 yards. That's a significant increase, adding roughly 60 yards per game, plus a boost in touchdowns, potentially pushing the total up by around 10. That kind of production can make the difference between a good season and a deep playoff run. And it's not just about raw yards, it's about consistency and reliability, especially in clutch moments. St. Brown's EPA per target of plus 0.12 shows he's not just catching passes. He's making plays that positively impact the team's chance of scoring. This move also has huge implications for Pittsburgh's overall offensive efficiency. Currently, the Steelers' PPG, points per game, hovers around 24.9. With St. Brown in the fold, that number could easily jump to 28 or even higher, making them one of the more potent offenses in the league. Their third down conversion rate could see a sharp rise from about 42% to nearly 48%, turning more drives into scoring opportunities and keeping defenses on their heels. This kind of offensive explosion is exactly what the Steelers need to contend seriously for the AFC crown. Now, looking at the AFC picture, the stakes are clear. The Steelers are already in the playoff hunt, but they need that extra spark to push them over the top. If this trade goes through, it could be the catalyst for a postseason surge. The odds, which currently sit around plus 2,000 for the Super Bowl, could shift dramatically, perhaps as high as plus 6,000 initially, then moving even closer to plus 1,500 if St. Brown proves to be the missing piece. The AFC is stacked with talent, but adding a top-tier receiver like him might just give Pittsburgh that edge they've been missing. Of course, there are always risks in a trade like this. St. Brown's injury history includes some minor issues. He missed part of Week 3 with a little injury setback, but overall, he's been a reliable target. The Steelers need to ensure he stays healthy and adapts to their system, but his skill set is a perfect fit for what they're trying to build. His ability to operate in the slot, combined with his quickness and reliable hands, makes him a perfect complement to Pickens and the rest of the offense. Furthermore, this trade aligns with Pittsburgh's long-term vision. The Steelers have been looking to inject youth and explosiveness into their attack, especially after a season where their offensive output was somewhat underwhelming compared to their championship standards. Adding a player like St. Brown not only boosts their immediate playoff chances, but also signals to the league and to their fans that they're aggressive and committed to winning now. It's about positioning themselves as real contenders, not just in the AFC but across the league. And let's not forget the broader context. This move could redefine how the Steelers approach their draft and free agency in the coming years. Acquiring a young, proven receiver like St. Brown shows they're serious about building a championship-caliber offense around their core players. It could also open up more opportunities in the draft, allowing them to focus on strengthening other areas like offensive line or defense, knowing they already have a dynamic playmaker at receiver. Getting into the specifics of the deal, the Lions clearly see the value in a strategic rebuild. They're willing to part with a talent like St. Brown, who has proven to be a reliable target and a key piece of their offense, in exchange for future assets. The second-round pick in 2026 is a valuable commodity for a rebuilding team, especially if they can develop other young players or find a replacement that fits their scheme. For the Steelers, bringing in a player of St. Brown's caliber is a statement of intent, a clear message that they're serious about contending and willing to make bold moves to do so. Now, looking ahead, the impact of this trade extends beyond just the immediate season. If Pittsburgh can integrate St. Brown smoothly into their system, it could set the stage for a deep playoff run and potentially a Super Bowl appearance. The team's offensive line has shown resilience, and with a reliable receiver like him, the passing game can become a real threat. This move might also inspire other teams in the AFC to step up, as the Steelers' offense becomes more explosive and unpredictable. From a fan's perspective, this kind of move stirs up excitement and hope. It's a reminder that the Steelers are always looking to improve and that their front office is willing to make bold decisions. For us, it's about dreaming of a future where the offense is firing on all cylinders and we're back to competing at the highest level. The history of this franchise is filled with legendary players and unforgettable moments, and adding someone like St. Brown could help write the next chapter in that storied legacy. In conclusion, this trade could be the turning point that helps the Steelers not only reach the playoffs but make a serious push for the Super Bowl. It's a move that combines youth, talent, and a clear desire to win now. If everything falls into place, Pittsburgh's offense could transform into one of the most dynamic in the league, carrying the team deep into the postseason. The AFC is wide open, and with this addition, the Steelers are positioning themselves as a team to watch. As always, our team's future is bright, and we're just getting started on what promises to be an exciting journey ahead. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and TO, the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news.